right, continuing on with the crisscross method, example 4. Let's go with z squared minus 6z plus 5. All right, first step, write your parentheses out, and then write the first pieces. Z times c makes z squared. Next, we're going to go to the crisscross. So the last number I'm going to put in the top. The middle number, including the sign, and remember that sign, if it's subtraction in front of the number, it means it's negative. So -6, the middle term goes in the bottom. Now, we need two numbers that multiply to 5, positive 5, that can also add to -6. That tells me these both have to be negative, because that's how I'm going to multiply to a positive, but add to a negative. Well, I only have one choice here. -1, -5. That's the only way to make a 5 with two negatives. So -1, -5 makes positive 5, and -1 plus -5 adds to -6. So we multiply to the top number, add to the bottom number. Z minus 1, z minus 5. Okay, now I'm going to do my check. Okay, z squared. Outer is -5z, inner is -1z. That's going to add to -6z. And then the last makes a positive 5. Okay, example 5. We're going to do x squared minus 15x plus 56. Okay, so hopefully you're getting the hang of it now. X times x makes the x squared. Now I'm going to draw my x, my crisscross. So in the top spot, my last number of 56 goes. In the bottom spot, my middle number of -15. That tells me again I'm going to need two negatives. So these two numbers have to multiply to a 56 and add to a -15. So the first thing that comes to my head would be an 8 times 7, but it would have to be -8, -7. That multiplies to positive 56. And I know that 8 and 7 make 15, so -8 and -7 add to -15. So it's -8 minus 7. I really like this way of factoring. I think it's a nice method. It's pretty easy. Okay, and then the check, my mental check, x squared minus 7x plus minus 8x is minus 15x. Those two multiply to positive 56, so we're good. Okay, as long as your crisscross is correct, then it should FOIL out to be correct. Now, let's go with, I want to make sure I don't do one that I've already done. Let's see here. Okay, let's try this. P squared plus 7p plus 9. All right. The C, P times P. Now, my crisscross, the 9 goes on the top, the 7 goes on the bottom. I need two numbers that multiply to 9 that can add to a 7. So when I think of 9, I think of 3 times 3. Okay, that works for the top number, but 3 plus 3 doesn't make 7. So, and I know they both have to be positive because that's positive and that's positive. All right, what else can make a 9? Well, 9 and 1 can multiply to a 9, but 9 plus 1 cannot add to a 7. Those are the only two ways I can make a 9. Either 3 times 3 or 1 times 9. That's it. There's no other possibilities. So I've tried everything and nothing works, that means this can't factor, it's prime. But you've got to try all possibilities before you can say prime. And also there can't be a GCF, which for at least this first homework set, I'm not going to give you any GCFs because you're just learning this new method. Okay, example 7. Let's try, have we done, I don't think we've done this one. No. All right, let's go with x squared plus 11x plus 30. Okay, x times x, and then crisscross. Last number goes at the top, middle number goes at the bottom. I need two numbers that multiply to 30 that can also add to 11. So, well, I know 3 times 10 makes 30, but 3 plus 10 makes 13. So those don't work, right? That's why it's called trial and error. Don't be afraid to make, that's my dog. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. So then I can think of, I know 1 and 30 will multiply to 30, but 1 and 30 cannot make an 11 by addition. So 6 times 5 makes 30, and 6 plus 5 makes 11. So it must be positive 6, positive 5. Okay, my check. She is noisy. X squared, 5x plus 6x is 11x. 6 times 5 is 30. All right. Let's go to example 8. I think 2 more we should be good. How about, did I do this one? I did that one. Did I do, I did that one. Okay, here. X squared minus 12x plus 27. Okay, 2 parentheses. X times x. All right, then you make your crisscross. Last number goes in the top. Middle number, including his sign, goes in the bottom. I need, let's see, 27 and 1 cannot add to negative 12. So I've got a 3 times 9 makes 27. Now they have to both be negative because I have to multiply to a positive, which they do, and negative 3 plus negative 9 does add to negative 12. So x minus 3, x minus 9. Okay, check. Is x squared, negative 9x, negative 3x is negative 12x. Negative 3 times negative 9 is positive 27. And we get back what we started. Last one. Okay. P squared plus 8p plus 14. Okay, so we've got p times p to make the p squared. Make the crisscross. Last number goes in the top. Middle number goes down here. Let's see, ways to make 14. I could do 14 times 1, but those won't add to 8. I could do 2 times 7, but those are going to add to 9. And that's all, right? 1 and 14, 2 and 7. Those are the only factor pairs that can make a 14. So nothing works. I've tried all combinations. This is prime. All right, and that's how the crisscross method works. It's really pretty easy. But you have to remember to add signs from the problem and watch the signs when you multiply.